Did you start? Sorry, guys. I think we're on. Are we on? Okay. We always start the same way, don't we? Trying to figure out if we're on. Welcome to Team Time. Y'all, we're so glad you're here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to check the computer and make sure that we're live, even though I think we are. I'm not seeing it on the computer. I think we're good now. Okay, perfect. All right, ready to go. We're so glad you're here. If you're brand new to Sunday Night Team Time, this is Karen and Andy Edwards, and we're actually here in Houston in our living room. And we gather every Sunday night to just let any of our distributor base around the country that wants to get some additional training from us and just gather together. So it's our time to connect with you. It's very informal. And we really enjoy this because every week we think about a topic that we know can help, especially a new distributor who's hungry for knowledge and really wanting to grow their business. What we do is for about 30 to 45 minutes, we're going to train you on some topic. So we encourage you to grab your journal and your pen, and we're going to go over some important things tonight about how to get people started on product and some concepts that will really empower you to do that. And then at the end, we open up the Ustream for question and answers. And the way we handle that is that you will go ahead and text any question you have. I'm going to go ahead and just remind everybody, because sometimes I get texts on my phone and I very rarely even look at it because I'm answering the questions. The texts go to Andy's phone, and the phone number is 281-844-4591. So if you have any questions, you can text them. We don't mind if they come in during the Ustream, but Andy will start looking at them after we finish our topic. Okay, so I'm going to just grab my notes, you grab your journal, and we're going to get started. Let me tell you the two key concepts for the call tonight. Okay, the first key concept that we're going to go over is where product flows, business goes. Okay, where product flows, business goes. And then the second one is the fortune is in the follow-up. So we're going to go over some things today, and our job as your leaders is to teach, or your leader's job is to teach and train the new distributor on how to get to the 3-star gold ruby level. Okay, once you get there, there's a lot of personal development mentorship and leadership mentorship that will continue to happen, but our job is to teach you how to get to the 3-star gold ruby level by doing the fundamentals of this business and to be there for you to help you along the way. And so why is that? Well, the reason is because 3-star gold will pay you an average of over $40,000 a year on a part-time basis. And as you develop that 3-star gold team and get it even deeper and more successful, it will take you to over $80,000 a year at that ruby level on a part-time basis. And what Andy always likes to say is once somebody's earning $80,000 a year, you're going to own this thing. You're going to be able to teach other people, and you're not going away. We know that. That's an incredible part-time income. So we want to continue to empower you on getting to that level.
That's right. Now, and I would add to that, there's so many fundamentals, basic fundamentals that go in for the distributors of getting to that 3-star gold, that ruby level. That's why it's important, because once you get to that ruby level, things start to happen pretty quick for you. Mm-hmm. And so your team's going to be growing, you're going to be building an organization. And so learning those fundamentals and what it takes to get there. I like to tell people, it's like we're teaching you how to put the bottom layer of a wall with the bricks. Once you figure out the mortar and how to set the bricks, you can build that thing as high and as wide as you want. So that's what's important about the ruby level.
That's right. We're just going the opposite direction because we're going as wide and as deep instead, and that's how we get paid here. So, yeah. And that's really when you're going to start to see the multiplication effect. So I'm really glad Andy talked about that, because it's the foundation of everything that you want to have rock solid, so that as things really start to multiply, you're prepared to handle it. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of basic things. The founder of our company always told us that the fundamentals of the business were take the products, talk to people, and wear your colors. Okay, take the products, talk to people, and wear your colors. And you know that right now we are very focused on the 24-day challenge in AdvoCare. We took the 2 top selling products in the entire business, Spark and Metabolic Nutrition System, and just gathered a few other core products around those 2 to jumpstart people's health and wellness. And what happened was it became a very duplicatable, easy program for anybody to help somebody get started on to get great results. So it was such a great business builder for everybody. We never want you to forget that Metabolic Nutrition System and Spark are the two most important products for you to be taking personally, no matter if you're a size 0, an elite athlete, or someone in between. Almost everybody in this business should be taking that, with a few exceptions depending on somebody's physical, any kind of medical conditions where we may have to alter a little bit. But most of the time you're doing Metabolic Nutrition System and Spark. So if you're somebody who's starting your business who has no weight to lose, and you might be thinking right now, well, I'm not going to take that. We just want you to understand fundamentals of our business, get those top 2 selling products in your body every day on a regular basis. But also, if you're experiencing the 24-day challenge program and beyond and using those core products, that's what you're going to move out in the marketplace. So that's what we want to focus on. Okay, so as you start your business, here's what we want you to understand. The first 2 ways that we get paid in AdvoCare are commission, from you personally sharing products with people and getting people started at the discount levels. Okay, so retail profit and wholesale commission are the beginning of your business. Most of the time when you first start your business, you're going to see the majority of your paycheck comes from retail profit and wholesale commission. And then as you learn how to find business builders, etc., you start growing those other ways. So we're doing it all simultaneously, but we've got to get some product out in the marketplace. So we need gauges for that. We need to understand, okay, how do we take our business to the business level of 3-star Gold or Ruby and begin to do what we're supposed to do to get product out there? What are we looking for? So I want to give you a few gauges. The first one, and many of you already know this, but we're going to talk about it one more time, is we want you to think in terms of 30 and 3, okay? 30 and 3. You want to be getting 30 customers on product. This is still something that people think about way down the road in their business when they're trying to get to the next level. It always goes back to, let me get 30 people on product and find 3 new business builders. Okay, so 30 and 3 means 30 people on product to find 3 serious business builders, like-minded people. And then when you find those business builders, you're going to go ahead and teach them the same exact gauge, 30 and 3. And you can see how that builds to what Andy was talking about, which is going wide and going deep. Okay? Did you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, the other thing that's important about the 30 and 3, the 3 will come as you get product out in the marketplace. But what's key about 30 people is that that's 30 people on products, and as you know, our products are phenomenal, and people are going to get results. And we're a business of referral, and so that 30 people can turn into 6. That's just if everybody has one friend that they know that wants to get the same results as them. So that 30 can turn into 60, 120. That's planting seed out in the marketplace, and that's what's really critical and important for getting that good customer base. Great retail and wholesale commissions as well. But the main thing is you're planting seed out there, you're getting seed out in the marketplace for people to get great product results.
That's right, and the stories are what matters in this company. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. And I hope some of the people that I just got to spend time with in Portland and in Eugene and in Roseburg are watching our Ustream tonight. I had a wonderful time meeting so many incredible people. So hi to all of you guys out there. I just got back. But some examples just from Roseburg. So I was at a training on Friday night in Roseburg, Oregon. And so this is a business training, and there were stories in the room of product results. And so just understand that when we talk about 30 customers and 3 business builders, we're always in our business looking to recruit. Okay, so I never want you to hear a product training and take it as black and white that you should only be talking about products. No, tonight we're just teaching you about how to talk about products. But just remember, we're always looking for that appointment where you're showing everything and the person says, hey, show me how to make money here. Okay, we're looking for that person who goes from a presentation directly to, I want to be an advisor today, I want to learn how to build an intentional business. But so many times people come to the table of AdvoCare and they get excited about the products. I met a woman named Sarah at the training on Friday night. What an incredible product testimony. Sarah has lost now and Sarah, you probably know your story better than me, but I recall it was about 70 pounds already off her body. You know, the smile on her face so huge, and she's sitting at a business training. But I remember, you know, talking to Scott and hearing that at the beginning, the product was what excited her. And now she's sitting at the business training. There was another couple I met, TJ and Kelsey. Again, tremendous product results. I know Kelsey leaned out. TJ lost 66 pounds, I believe. So these are also people, TJ was a firefighter. He got very excited about the energy that Advocare provided. But look at what happens when the results are the way they are in Advocare. Now they're sitting at a business training, earning extra income. So remember, when you're looking at the 30 customer, 3 business builder, you don't know how that's going to play out. Always show everything. Remember to stay strong and confident in letting people know you're looking for someone who wants their life changed, who wants to make money. But you got to plant seeds out there in the marketplace, and we've got to get product moving in the marketplace. So what we want to talk about tonight is the more confident, the more intentional, and the more prepared you are on a daily basis to walk through your day, the more business you're going to get. Okay, so it's always that way. We've had other Ustreams where we've talked about the daily method of operation, and we've given you some ideas on how to be prepared. We've walked through many word choices, but tonight I just want to talk more about that and give you some ideas and give you some help on how to get people started on products. And being prepared is a big part of that, being intentional, thinking about what we're doing every day. Now, product knowledge, and interrupt me anytime, I'm just reading through the notes, but
This is good stuff right here.
okay, so product knowledge, sometimes people want to learn all about product up front, and I'm going to tell you right now to just relax. Take the product every day. You're going to learn so much about the 24-day challenge and the core products just by taking the products yourself and letting whoever is leading you help you with getting product results. Okay, so that's the most important way you're going to learn about products. The second way you learn about products and get that product knowledge is as you begin to get out there and get people started on products. Don't do it alone. Use your leader, because if you're doing the proper success system where you're introducing Advocare to people and getting your leader on a 3-way phone call, you're going to hear how your leader asks the right questions and sets somebody up for success. Now, after they do that a few times, you're going to be off and running when it comes to products. You're going to be able to get people started without your leader, and you're going to use your leader much more for business opportunity situations and 3-way phone calls and 2-on-1 presentations. But at the beginning, when you first get a few people started on products, do that with your leader on the phone or in person, and you will get very good at doing what they do. So you're going to learn about products by taking them yourself and learning through how your leader helps you get results, by doing follow-up with your customers with your leader, and then of course by the local trainings, the online trainings, and Success School. Okay, so all of the events will also give you product knowledge, but you certainly don't want to wait until the events to get started getting people on products. Okay, so let's talk about preparation. And we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but there's a saying that I always loved in Advocare. I had heard it outside of Advocare, but have really started to train on it a lot, and that is success is when opportunity and preparation meet. Okay, so when you have preparation and the opportunity arises, you're going to have success. There's nothing worse than having an opportunity to talk to somebody about products and you're not prepared. I mean, it becomes frustrating because you realize you might have lost something you could have had. So we want to give you a couple of ideas.
And one thing I'll add is that this is about being intentional. You know, it's definitely being prepared, but it's about being intentional. And I'm just going to give you a quick example. I was sitting in my car in a parking lot the other day at my gym, and I saw somebody pop their trunk open and just like go to work inside their trunk. And then I saw a couple of kids come around the side of the car, and then I recognized who it was. Well, I'm in my car already, so I pull over, and what it is Jana Brown, and she's putting spark samples, water bottles. She's getting things ready because she's fixing to go inside a gym and work out. And I thought to myself, that's being prepared. That's being intentional about your business. And that's just an example. But every day when you walk out the door, you want to have a DVD, you want to have an Impact magazine, you want to have a Spark sample. A lot of us came to this business, because of a Spark sample. So, definitely be prepared. This is fundamental stuff, but I'm telling you, this is key foundational things for success.
Absolutely. So we're going to go over, and Andy just mentioned them, but I'm just going to physically show you some of the things when you leave your home in the morning, no matter what job you have, no matter what, whether you carry a backpack or a briefcase, or whether you need a plastic box in your car, or some of us ladies, we just find really nice big purses. But you always want to check your stock, okay? Just make sure. I mean, I traveled recently, like I said, and I did the same thing, except for the water bottles, which I can't do anymore. Each leg of my trip, I made sure I took some Spark packets out of my suitcase or my backpack and put them in my purse so that I had them easily available. I checked every time to make sure I had magazines with me, etc. So you want to do the exact same thing. I mean, here we are all these years later still thinking about those basics, because fundamentals, they never change, and they never fail in AdvoCare. So these are the things we always have with us. We always have 8-ounce water bottles. We always have 2 different flavors of Spark to make sure that we can give people options. We want to have a 24-day challenge guide. This could be just a very quick thing if you're even having a conversation with somebody, just to show them the help they're going to get, but most definitely as you're getting someone started on products. The Impact magazine, this is something that you never want to leave home without. We've trained on it before, but just remember that if you carry one with you that has some markings of some great testimonies, and you are about to be sharing products with somebody, you want to know again ahead of time where those product testimonies are in the magazine and what they are, so you can match them in a relevant manner with whoever you're talking to. And again, the DVD. The other thing that I like to have with me is a laminated copy of the 24-day challenge order form with the discount levels on the back, just to have as a conversation piece if I'm talking to somebody. And then most certainly you want the order form whenever you go to speak with somebody about AdvoCare, so that at the end I'm going to teach you how to close out a sale, you're ready. But these are all things that really make it easy to have on the go conversations with somebody if it happens to come up. And then of course we're going to talk about, if you are sitting down face to face having an appointment, what you want to do. I'm going to just check my notes here and make sure that I've said everything I want on preparation. One of the most important things, and again, your leader can talk to you about this again, but we don't hand out Spark samples. So in other words, you're not going to say to somebody, here's a Spark, and just start handing out Sparks. You're definitely going to sample the Spark. And we have other DVDs or other Ustreams where we show that, or ask your leader, how do I properly sample a Spark with the 8-ounce water bottle and the Spark flavors? The only hint I'll give you, because I want you to go back and ask the right questions to your leader, make sure it goes down their throat. That's the key, is making sure someone drinks the Spark, that you don't just hand out the packet.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's move on, because what I want to do is help you a little bit with getting new customers. Okay. Again, we're talking about why we're doing this. We're getting product out in the marketplace to get product results and create interest in AdvoCare through the product line as one way to recruit. Okay, it's only one way, but this is important. So first of all, your job is to create interest in AdvoCare. If you're on products and you're beginning to have a product testimony, that's going to create interest. But there's going to be times early on in your business when you're not physically having a lot of change yet, your energy's up and you're excited, but you don't have weight loss or muscle gain yet, you can still begin your business. And then remember, there's many people out there who don't have a tremendous product testimony and they're building tremendous businesses. Okay, so what you want to do is just remember, what do you do to create interest? Well, first of all, you have to have your story, okay, and it has to be relevant and it has to be packaged. So you want to make sure you're going to the website and packaging your product testimony, and keep it very simple, okay? You just want to tell people how much you lost and how long it took and any added benefits, okay? Our product testimony does not have to be long. As a matter of fact, we don't want it to be long. Just want it to create interest. What I want to do is teach you a very quick transitional statement, Okay, so sometimes people think, well, how do I bring up AdvoCare? The easiest thing to think about is that you're trying to listen. You're just having conversation. You're trying to be friendly. You're outgoing. And as somebody says something that creates your understanding that they might be frustrated with their weight or with their workouts or with their energy or anything like that. Okay, now remember, we can do the same thing with business, but tonight's about product. And I keep saying that because I want you to remember that I'm just teaching you this for product, but remember, you can always do the same thing with business. But if somebody says, you know, that they're tired or that they have a long night ahead of them, there's a transitional statement you can just say to them, like, Andy, why don't you just make a comment where I could lift up, you know, a transitional statement.
Man, I just finished like a 12-hour shift. I can't wait to get home and eat some dinner and then get to bed.
You work a lot of hours?
Lots of overtime.
Okay, now first of all, notice I didn't completely say right away you need AdvoCare. So I'm going to ask another question, and I might ask 2 or 3 more questions. And once I get some answers, once I understand a little bit more about what's going on with him, then the transitional statement is so easy. Hey, have you ever heard of AdvoCare?
I haven't.
That's it. We start right there. Or, hey, have you ever heard of Spark?
No.
What is it? You see? So
Yeah.
that is it. Hey, have you ever heard of AdvoCare? Or, hey, have you ever heard of Spark? We'll get you into an open conversation, and what ends up happening is now they have to come back and ask you a question. And that's when you can tell your brief 30-second product testimony about how you feel great on the products and what your energy's like, or if they're talking about weight loss, etc. So I hope that helps you, because once you do that with the transitional statement, your job is to set an appointment. You don't want to go ahead and present everything typically right at that moment. You want to share your story, maybe present another story or 2, and then find out a time that you can sit down and meet with them. This would be a good time to sample Spark and just say, hey, I'm going to make you something. You're going to love how you feel, and sample them a Spark. But then it's a matter of just slow down to speed up, relax. It all doesn't have to close out at that moment. Instead, that's when you just say, I would love to show you more about this. When do you have some time? And you're either going to set a phone appointment or invite them over to your house, or say you can meet at a Starbucks, or, you know, invite them to a meeting, a mixer of some sort, okay? Just remember that when you're trying to create interest, when you're trying to get new customers, stories are what's going to get you results. Stories are what's going to attract somebody. That's not the time to try to give them a whole bunch of facts about AdvoCare. You know, and you know, the thing is, we get excited about the facts of AdvoCare. I mean, I love the facts of AdvoCare. There's so much that's impressive. But always think through, oh, am I telling people a lot of facts? Maybe that's why I can't ever get anybody interested. So you can kind of go backwards after tonight and check your thinking and your wording, and it's going to help you a lot, because if you've been telling a lot of the facts and tomorrow you start asking a few questions and then just using that transitional statement, and then basically from there moving into maybe a couple of stories of some friends or what's happened for others, and then asking for an appointment, a time to just get together. You don't use formal words like appointment, but just say, hey, let's get together. When would be a good time? You're going to find that you get great results.
Well, especially if you sample somebody. You know, that's going to be the follow-up, and we talked a little bit about the fortune being in the follow-up. So that's just a great way to get, you know, somebody's number. Hey, I'm going to call you in a couple hours. I want to see how, I know you're going to feel fantastic. I want to see how you're feeling, and then make that phone call. You know, it's easy to set the appointment, but you have to follow up. That follow-up is critical. Let them know you're going to be excited. You're going to feel great, and I want to call, and I want to hear how you feel on this stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to hop right over the rest of this. Right now, I want to assume you got an appointment, okay? And you may have already done 1 or 2 with your leader. If you haven't, just say, my friend's coming with me because she's helping me with products, and she'll help you too to show you more about it. But let's assume now that you're beginning to sit down and present AdvoCare like I know so many of you are. I just want to read a few hints right off this paper, some things that I really sat down and thought, these are really important for people. Continue to check yourself. Continue to, as you do some appointments, think through, how am I doing with these few things? First and foremost, listen more than you talk. Okay, so just remember, we have 2 ears, we have 1 mouth. We want to be asking questions and listening. Okay, take a lot of notes. Because, and I say to people, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to take notes. If what you're saying is important to me. Okay, and remember, you're listening for goals. Okay, you want to find out what it is that they want to change with their health. Okay, and you can ask that question regarding their health. What are some things that you want to change? Okay, now remember, unless they told you, never assume it's weight loss. Okay, you just tell them you're really excited to show them AdvoCare and how great they're going to feel on the products. Emphasize energy first. People are tired. Okay, so if you can start there, you're going to capture their attention. The other thing is, whenever I sit down with someone, I have my client information sheet. Okay, now we have one of those online. I pull it right out and I'm following that. As a matter of fact, we created a client information sheet with everything that we ask when we sit down with somebody, so it should help you be a great guide. And a good way to practice is to have one of those available, and you take notes when you're on a 3-way phone call with your leader and one of your prospects. You do the note taking right on that sheet, and you'll kind of hear how it works. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at that client information sheet and ask them about their typical day. The one little hint that is, to me, it's very, very helpful because it's going to help you avoid troubleshooting, is as you're sitting with somebody and you're finding out about their health and their goals, etc., always ask about digestion. Okay, because if you ask about digestion and medical issues and questions that they have up front, you're going to avoid a lot of troubleshooting. If they have anything going on with digestion, just get your leader on the phone the first couple of times. Just say, hey, you know what? You're going to definitely be able to take these products. As a matter of fact, they're going to make such a difference. They help so many people. But I want to get my friend on the phone because she helps people with this all the time. And then you'll learn the basics of that. But that's a key up front, because some of you have just received an advisor order. It's all 24-day challenges, and you're excited, and you know you can get people started on those 24-day challenges. But if you ask a few questions up front about digestion, every once in a while you're going to find someone who you have to start a little differently. So we don't want to blanketly put everybody on the 24-day challenge without asking some basic questions. Okay, so that's just a hint to make sure that you get people started correctly. Okay,
and that guide is critical. And here's another aspect of that. And again, we're talking to the new guys, and it's about product. When you're following a guide and you're asking questions, and you know you're being specific about their issues, that really, in a nutshell, that's what separates us from so many of the other companies out there. That what we're asking is specific to the person that we're helping, and so that lets them know that, yeah, we're going to take care of the products. Our job is to match the right products to your goals. But even more importantly, I'm taking ownership of that. I'm going to be the one that helps you. I'm your coach. You're going to purchase these products. You're going to love them. But guess what? They're also going to come with help. And when you do this thing properly and you do this thing correctly, that lets people know that, hey, there's a system here. There's a system in place for success. Not only this isn't about the business, but this is about getting great results with the products. The key for me is they'll feel great about sharing this same thing with their friends. Right. And Karen, you're exactly right. There are people out there. We have a great friend of ours, Michael and Melody, down in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. They've got product. And this is going to be specific for those guys as they're talking to new people, to let them know that, hey, we've got a system in place. These products are phenomenal, and we'll help you get the results that you're looking for.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to assume, let's say you've sat down, you've shown them a little bit about the 24-day challenge. Remember, if you're new, just press the button on the DVD. Just go right to the AdvoCare 24-day challenge site of yours, or even the magazine. But you can share the 24-day challenge very effectively with basics and then stories. And then after you've talked to your friend about their specific goals, etc., and you've taken notes, now here's what happens. What I always like to do at this point is I like to say, what do you think? Are you ready to get started? Okay. So you have to ask. You know, Diane McDaniel, our friend in AdvoCare and your leader too, has always said you have to ASK to GET. So those are really great words. Are you ready to get started? Okay, now I have to tell you that for me personally, before I ask, are you ready to get started? I've shown everything. Rather than somebody have like kind of a wall up, like, well, I don't want to answer if I'm ready to get started because I don't know how much this is going to cost. I like to be proactive there and just very respectful. And I just say to somebody, you know, do you have any questions? And they might ask something, but I like to say, you know what, I'm sure you want to know how much this is going to cost per day, so I want to show you that right now. Let me show you all your options. So I just let them know, of course, I'm sure that you want to know how much this is going to cost or what it's going to look like in your daily routine financially or whatever. And I just let them know that I want to show them that, okay? I'm not afraid to show them that. I want to show them that. So that's when I'm going to pull out this card and I'm going to go ahead and right away let them know that they have options. I'm going to talk about that they can purchase it full price, retail, or they can get a discount as a wholesale customer, and those discounts can go from 20 to 40%. So I explain that. The other thing is, this is a time where I can open up and plant the seed of business. And sometimes what I do is I just let people know, I know we're sitting here to talk about products, and I know that that's your goal. But one thing I want you to understand is these discounts don't come attached to any expectations. You can have these discounts as a wholesale customer and not have to purchase any products every month or sell anything. Okay, so I'm letting them know that the discounts are for them as a customer. But then that's when I say, but if you have any interest or any desire in earning extra income, I'd love to show you that too. Okay, so remember, this is a product appointment. This is somebody who you sat down and set an appointment with to show products. So we don't want to backdoor a business in. We want to focus on what we came for, but then we can open the conversation while we're showing them the cost of products. We can show them that there's discounts available as a customer, but there is a business opportunity, and you'd love to show them that too. So that's the wording I like to use. The other thing I wanted you to know is that when I show people the discounts, I show them all the discounts. And I always say, let me start at the top and show you our deepest discount. You'll save the most money. And these are lifestyle products, and I know you're serious about your goals. If you decided to do this, and I always say if you decide to get started on products. I don't make assumptions yet that they're saying yes or no, but I say if you decide to get started on products and you wanted to save the most money up front, you could get 10 months of everything you'd need for this 24-day challenge program and beyond. And then I show them the advisor order, okay? And then we move from there and we move down. And so I'm quantifying how many months of product. So an advisor order is approximately 10 months of everything they need, okay? And then the $1,500 order is about 5 to 6 months. And then and you know, people say different things. If they say, oh my gosh, I could never do that, I'll say, that's okay. I showed you that one first because it's the deepest discount, and I wanted to make sure you knew it existed. If you ever decide you're interested, I can always share it with you again. So I'm relaxed about that. Even if they think that's too much money, it's okay. And then I go, you know, a lot of people love this $500 order, and let me tell you why. And then I just share with them. For $500 retail, it will take you to our 25% discount level. That gives you your cleanse phase and 6 weeks of everything you need to get results. And here's the great thing. I'm just giving you my wording, by the way. This is exactly what I say. Here's the great thing. If you love these products as much as I think you're going to love them, then this $500 order, because of the way AdvoCare's computer system works, will actually stay as credit on the computer for a short period of time. And when I follow up with you, if you decide you want to get to the 40%, you're already $500 closer. So I share that. And I'm always just waiting to see if they're ready to do it or not. Okay, so I just ask. And that's it. Okay? A couple of other hints as I'm helping somebody get started. Okay, these are just some basic things I want you to understand. I'm going to just run through them quickly because I know we're running out of time here. Always have product on hand whenever you're doing a presentation. If you invite somebody to sit down and show them AdvoCare, bring product with you. Have instruction sheets with you. Have retail receipts with you in case they decide they just want to purchase it full price. And you can just retail it off your shelf and you'll get your profit right there when they write you a check or give you cash, okay? If someone has to or desires to order their products through the computer, you can set them up as a retail customer right on your guest website, okay? Many of you are very new and you don't know that, but you can go to your advocare.com/ID number, and now you're at your guest website, and they can actually order products retail with their credit card, and it's attached to you, okay? So you want to practice that. You want to know ahead of time how to use those websites so you can close out the sale and not have to bumble through that, okay? If for any reason you don't remember what to do, call AdvoCare customer support. Instead of just saying, well, we'll do it later, say, I'm going to get AdvoCare's customer support on the line, and we'll get that order placed for you. Let me walk you through your order is the way I like to share and get it started, okay? The one thing that I don't typically do personally with my business and never have is just tell people, go to my website and buy products. You can just go online and get it from, that just sets you up for frustration. When you presented, show them their options. Are you ready to get started? The next wording is, I can help you get started right now. I'll walk you right through that, okay? And then you get that done. And then it is very good when you get someone started, y'all, to take their picture, to take their measurements, to really get them to understand they are going to get results. So I always say that, hey, you're going to get great results. So let's get that all taken care of now. Let's take your picture, take your measurements, because you're going to get great results, and your results are going to encourage you and others. Okay? Fortunes in the follow-up. Okay, we have saying in AdvoCare, a happy customer is a happy distributor. So if we can get a customer great results, they often, like we said, turn into a distributor. So, just a couple of tips tonight. Get a binder. I mean, I know there's all technology ways of doing follow-up, but the old-fashioned way is to just have a customer binder. We were taught a long time ago to just get tabs. They're just days 1 through 31, and they just represent the days of the month. And in AdvoCare, we follow up on the first day, the third day, the 7th day, and the 10th day, and then we repeat that process for the second phase of our 24-day challenge. And there's a reason for that. We're showing people how to appropriately take the products. We're walking them through, can't find it, but the instruction guide, because things change along the way. We want to make sure that it makes sense to them. I'm going to give you a couple of word choices that work for me before we close this up when I'm doing follow-up. First of all, I let people know ahead of time that, hey, I'm going to be following up with you. I don't say on days 1, 3, 7, 10. I just say I'm going to be following up with you. These products come attached to someone who cares, and your results matter to me. So I'll be touching base with you, and when's the best time typically to do that? And then I find out, okay? When I follow up, first of all, keep it brief, okay? Some of us are talkers. I'm a talker. I love visiting with people. When you do follow up, you want to keep it brief, so that they don't mind picking up the phone when you call, because people are busy, okay? And the other thing is just make it very relevant. These are my words that I love to say. I was just touching base to see if everything made sense. Did this schedule make sense? Now say yes. Are you happy with the way you feel? That's a great question to ask. Are you happy with the way you feel? And then if they're happy, you're just like, great, high five them, tell them you'll touch base with them in a couple of days. Just celebrate the way they feel and move on, okay? If they say they're not, they might be, whatever. Something felt funny, then you say, well, tell me how you took your products today, okay? And then you're going to be listening and taking notes, okay? If for any reason you're brand new and you don't know what to do at that point, that's a very great time to say, hey, you know what? You should be feeling amazing on these products. I do. I'm going to get my friend Karen on the phone. She helps me, and she'll help you too. She'll fix that. Just say she's going to fix that and get something scheduled. Not, do you mind getting on the phone with my upline Karen? You know, people don't want to do that, but just, hey, you know what, here's what we're going to do. You should be feeling great. My friend Karen helps me. She'll help you too. She's going to help you fix that. So those are just some important tips. You're celebrating with people. If there's anything that's not quite right with digestion, of course you want to be asking, are you moving waste every day? That's another time you want to let your leader help you so that you can learn quickly, how do we fix when people aren't moving waste? Because that's key. Now the only way you're going to know if they're not moving waste is if you ask them. People will not tell you that. But if you say, are you moving waste? How often did you move waste today? Then they'll tell you, and you really need to know that, okay? Just keep remembering, this is a belly-to-belly business. Follow-up is important for many, many reasons. Andy's told you so many of the reasons tonight. And the other thing is, when you're doing follow-up, you're in someone's life. They know you care, and you're beginning to develop a relationship with them. And this is a relationship business. And it's why so many people who say yes just to the products at the beginning end up interested in Advocare's business along the way. So we hope that helped you. I want to give you a couple of suggestions or ideas to get yourself organized and ready and confident to get out there and be intentional with getting some appointments set and getting some people on product. One is that we do on our teambelief.biz site. And by the way, if you have any questions, you can text them in now while I finish with this.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, so that's a good point. So I'm going to give you the phone number right quick, and then you finish
Yeah,
up.
sometimes we're getting our text after we say goodbye because we don't know.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a time delay.
Sorry about that.
So here's the number. It's 281-844-4591. You can text in questions. Again, that's 281-844-4591.
Okay, great, thank you. So teambelief.biz, since we're talking about products tonight, go to the 24-day challenge tab. And on the 24-day challenge tab, I have a PowerPoint there. There's no voice to it. It's what I use when I do a live training. But you could read through that PowerPoint, and almost everything you need to know to get someone started is on that PowerPoint, and it will really help you tremendously. Also, the client information sheets that I suggested that you use looks like this for your clients is right there, and anything else that you might need when it comes to the 24-day challenge. The other thing is, I would suggest that if you haven't created a binder, that you do that. Get a binder, print out some blank client information sheets, buy some tabs that say 1 through 31, and when you get someone on product, let's say you get them started on the 14th of the month, well, you would take their client information sheet, you would put them behind the number 15. And every day you just look behind the number that corresponds with the day of the month, and whoever sheet is there, you know you need to follow up with them. Okay? And we move that sheet after we follow up. If you follow up and everything's great, you move it a few days behind. If there's anything that has to be fixed, you're going to move it to the very next day and follow up with them the very next day to make sure the adjustments worked. Okay. And a couple other videos, and then we're going to take our text questions. If you'll go to advocaretraining.com, advocaretraining.com, under Trainings on Demand, under the new distributor trainings, these trainings will make a huge difference as you step out tomorrow and begin the process of trying to talk to more and more people. Packaging your story. Okay, that's with Danny McDaniel. Packaging your story. How to handle tough questions and objections. So you talk to somebody and they might have a question or objection. How to handle tough questions or objections. It's only 9 minutes long. That's my training. And then the Bulletproof Shield with Danny McDaniel is 13 minutes. So that just take you less than an hour to watch those 3 videos, and you'll be very empowered. Okay, I think we're ready to go. For anybody that wants to hop off, we're really glad you came. But we're going to do some Q&A right now.
Okay, this is a great question from Kat. What happens if people don't want to answer the phone when you call to do follow-up? It's a couple of parts of this question. So leave a quick voicemail, text. How many times is too many before you're a pest? It is a great question. And here's the thing. I believe that if you set the follow-up calls, if you set them up right, and you do a couple of things like Karen said, that you're brief, you're to the point, and you're just asking a couple key questions and then you're moving on. I think that if you set it up right, then people will pick up. Remember, we're helping them. We're their helpline. We're their grab line for these products, and so you might want to add something.
Yeah, I do want to add that, because Andy's right. A lot of times, if we set it up right, they will. But then I also think about how never assume that there's something wrong because they won't pick up. Because I always take it back to your own life. Everybody has a little bit different phone etiquette. Some people just don't answer the phone. They don't listen to their messages. They've gotten into the world of being used to texts. So sometimes up front, one thing to ask is, how do you prefer I follow up with you, with text or a phone? And then just say to them, I don't mind doing text, but just know that I really, I'm here to make sure you get great results. So if you need anything, please reach out and call me. If they say text is better. Once I've called a few times, the first time I call, I do leave a message. I'm going to say, hi, this is Karen. I was touching base to see if everything made sense with your AdvoCare product. Give me a call back. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So that's typically what I say. I might do one more follow-up call a day or two later if I didn't hear from them, but my voicemail that first day will be followed with a text also. And typically I just say, hi, this is Karen, couldn't reach you by phone, was touching base to see if the schedule made sense. I'm excited about your, helping you get results. Something like that. And typically if someone's a really busy person that doesn't answer the phone, they'll respond with text, okay? I do have people who don't respond back. And when that happens, I just wait a few days. Typically, I don't follow every single day, because if they don't respond back after a few days, they typically are just busy. So I'll leave a text after that just saying, I'm sure you're busy, wanted to make sure you know I'm here to help you. How's everything going with your products? Are you happy with the way you feel? Something like that, where then they know they can just do a quick answer, okay? Every person's different, so you kind of have to feel it out, but the biggest thing is try not to burden yourself with thinking it's something wrong. Just stay kind of brief and clear and upbeat, and just letting them know you care about their results. Okay?
Yep. Okay, here's a good question. Can you suggest what to say to invite people to the meetings this week in Houston, and also to the trainings? Man, there's so much you can't
promote. Don't invite.
It's absolutely a promotion. And here's the thing: it really doesn't matter whether you're talking to a product, somebody that's on products, or somebody that's in the business. If I was talking to somebody that's on products, they're going to see some phenomenal product results, some people there that they can talk to, some great weight loss testimonies. If they're there for the business, then it's the same thing. They're going to see people that are earning income. So really, this is the kind of meeting not only would somebody want to get to, but the thing is, the way that we've set this thing up and designed it in the Houston area is that they can come to bring potential customers or potential business builders, bring them to that meeting when they see what's going on, especially what's happening in Houston right now. They may be able to go to the next meeting, and by the time we hit the third meeting, there may be 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 people in that group going from meeting to meeting, because it's just like Karen said earlier, stories are what sell. That's what brings people into this business. And these large city meetings, the stories are phenomenal. The income stories are phenomenal, but the weight loss testimonies, everything is ratcheted up a notch.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be big.
Yeah, because there's so many people, it takes a little bit more to get your story told. So the stories that are told are the best of the best.
Mm-hmm. And think about a couple of things. The best people, Charlie Vegas always said that the best people to get to a business opportunity meeting are those that have already said yes to being a distributor and advisor, but they haven't seen the big picture. So yes, we want you to promote this with everybody you can, but be strategic. Think about those people who have said yes, they're distributors, they're advisors, but they haven't really seen the big picture yet, because when they move to that larger setting, you're going to see bigger results from those people that you get in the room. The other thing is that anybody who's already had product in their body, they've already had other exposures to AdvoCare, you're always going to get better results getting someone to drive to a hotel meeting if they've had some other seeds planted already, layers of conviction. Okay, and at that point, you tailor it to whoever each individual is, but basically you're promoting it from the vantage point of what they already love about AdvoCare, but you really can't, they've just got to get there to see what's happening right now with people. They've just got to see it with their own eyes. So you don't want to say a whole lot, you want to just say it with a whole lot of passion and get them to let the meeting do the rest. So it's all about promoting what they're about to see versus trying to give them a whole list of what they're going to experience there. And the only other suggestion that I have in promoting an event is think about what drives that person. So in other words, if somebody's somewhat skeptical, but you've got them in the pipeline, but they've had a lot of questions, then that's how you promote it. You know what, I know you've had a lot of questions, but this thing is really working for people, and I want you to come to this event because that's where you're going to get your questions answered, okay? If it's that people are very, driven to earn income, but they want to know if the products are going to work, then you say that. I know you want to earn income with this company. You got to get in this room. You got to see the testimonies and what's happening for those people after they get on products with money that's going in their pocket. So you got to get there and see it for yourself. So again, it's all about that. You sometimes can get, I remember once getting someone who ended up deciding to do the business when she had no interest in it, because I knew she was someone who loved fun and she loved being around people. And that's how I invited her. That's how I promoted an event. You just got to come with me. We're going to have so much fun tonight. She came for the fun. She heard the debt buster stories going across the stage, and at the end of the meeting sat in my car and said, I haven't told you this yet, but I have over $300,000 of debt, and started to do the business because of that. So if you can promote with what you know about what drives that person, you have a lot better chance of getting them there. Remember, it's always going to be about what's in it for them. What's in it for them. Just keep thinking about that as you promote.
And the chances of them, I think I need more, but the chances of them seeing somebody in that room, especially here in Houston in these large city events, the chances of them seeing somebody in that room that they can relate to, or hearing a story that they can relate to, it's so much greater. Mm-hmm. And again, I'll always say the best thing about getting somebody to an AdvoCare event is they will look around the room and they'll see the type of people that AdvoCare attracts. That is a huge benefit. You can't put a price tag on that. The quality of people that come into our business with AdvoCare, that's a draw in itself. The stories and everything else that's just the icing on the cake. So, like Karen said, promote. These business meetings are going to be huge. The things that have been going on in Houston, and just for people to see the momentum, people want to be a part of something that's successful. And when they sit around or when they hear about a room with in some of these meetings there may be 300 or 400 people. In the grand finale there may be 1,000 people. But when they hear people talking about 2 years ago, when there were 75 people in the room, last year there was 250 people in the room. These days there's 500, 600 people in the room. People want to be a part of something that's successful. The name AdvoCare is out there. The commercials are running. It's just a great way to get people into a room, see the big vision, hear great stories, and they'll want to be part of that.
Right, and remember on the Ustream we did a couple weeks ago, I want to just draw this back to not only business opportunity meetings, but how do you promote or invite to a mixer? Just remember, first of all, the law of averages. Okay, so in order to get one in a seat, you might have to promote it to 10 or invite 10. Okay, so remember, law of averages. If you invite 3 people and you're disappointed because you have 0 who show up, you haven't even beat you hadn't even hit the law of averages yet, because we sometimes can get 1 out of 10 invites. Okay, so do lots and lots and lots of promotion, whether it's a mixer or whether it is a business opportunity meeting or training or large event. The other, again, is that it's always best if they've had another exposure to AdvoCare first or multiple exposures, what's in it for them. And then fourth, you're always wanting to say, come and see what's happening for other people, okay? It could happen for you too. You've got to come see what's going on with this company, people are making money. And that's the other thing, is say the word money. Just say the word money. I promise you, if you say it enough times, you're going to get the right people to your mixers or to your biz ops. Okay?
Yeah, Plan B income.
All right, guys.
We don't have any other texts. It looks like we're about 5 minutes.
Perfect.
5 minutes to the end anyway. So we want to thank you guys. We love y'all, and we will see y'all next Monday night.
Thanks for joining us for Team Time. God bless you. Bye-bye.